Dude, I love the thought of having like an animal.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
about getting a dog
dude,
probably 5 times a week.
I have been thinking about that more and more, and I'm like, I'm in New York, and I'm like, I'm in grad school. There's a couple of people that I go to grad school with that have dogs,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, how the fuck are they doing it? But I'm like,
Well,
I'm not in the point in my life where I could have a dog. I definitely will get a dog at some point, but right now I can't. I don't want to add that commitment to the commitment I'm already giving.
sometimes I like the thought of the challenge of having a pet. I like the thought of like having to take care of something.
Hmm.
But then it's like good example of like having that be kind of impossible is like last night is a really good example. I would have had to have driven across town to go. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, in situations like that, I think I'd have a dog that was well trained enough where it could be like a shop dog kind of a deal.
Hmm. Yeah.
Where I I'm only getting a boy, sorry, but he could just like be the shop dog, run around, like stay close to me, be friendly to other people. So like let's say like yesterday I worked 17 hours. Fucking go grab the dog, bring it to work for the last whatever 10 hours of the shift. Just have it hang out.
Yeah.
I guess that would be fine. I mean, Hank brings his dog in sometimes, so
Yeah. Yeah, there's clever ways to deal with it. I just right now I
yeah.
can't. I know that I'll
You
be
couldn't bring a dog to school with you.
right. I mean I could because I come home sometimes during the there are some days where I don't come home, but
Mm.
I do come
Yeah.
home. Uh but especially a puppy, it's like I feel like I'd have to pay for a trainer, which I obviously know how to train a dog, but not like a trainer, but the basics, you know what I mean?
Like the steps to get it trained.
Potty trained and stuff like that. Yeah. Um Maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
I don't know
I
either.
have to fill up
Cause
my
like,
fucking water.
oh shit,
Go
is this
ahead.
gonna be in the fucking cast?
What?
You gonna edit out this part? You gonna edit in this part before?
I don't know. Do you want this part in?
I mean, it was decent.
Oh, okay. Well, then continue. I won't leave.
I've been stuck because French bulldogs are too much money. Flat out. Too much. Way too expensive.
Mm.
No reason. No reason for that dog to be over 3 grand at minimum.
Oof.
French bulldogs, dude, are like a minimum. You'll
French.
find one is 30, like 3,500, 3,000 bucks minimum. The most like, I mean, this is extreme, purebred French bulldog, 24K.
Those fucking things are so cute.
Dude, they're extremely cute. And the problem is that the only other dog that I would want to have right now is a pit bull. I know there's a huge stereotype behind them, but I don't know why I think pit bulls are some of the cutest dogs ever. I just really like the actually I don't know the actual color, but like I think it's like blue, like the blue pit bulls.
Huh.
They're like that kind of that gray, dark gray, blue looking.
Mm.
That's like my favorite color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there like like if like when you're on like Craigslist or like the newspaper ad for like purebred dogs, isn't there like an acronym on the ad? Isn't it like ACH something or other?
Hmm?
I don't know. Like I can't remember what it's called.
Probably I haven't seen a newspaper in.
Well, no, you look it up on online. That's where I looked for my dogs, and when I was looking at dogs when I lived in Oregon, I just go to the Oregonian dogs for sale. That's what I'd search up. What do you do? Do you just?
Animal A starts with an A. It's an acronym.
It's an acronym. I just can't remember.
And the lady on the commercial, her name's like Sarah, right? Ah, fuck, I don't even remember. We're gonna have to drop this topic.
AKC is the acronym.
What does it stand for? Animal, uh,
Oh, that's
animal,
never mind. That's not right. That's a website. Oh no 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 no!
AKC.
It is AKC. AKC recognizes approximately 150 breeds, while Continental Kennel Club, the CKC, recognizes 450 breeds. Both clubs perform inspections of their breeds. The AKC will perform DNA inspections and check kennel conditions without any prior notification.
Interesting. All right, should we fucking
Yeah,
start ripping into stuff? You want to go fill up your bottle and you can just fucking
yeah, yeah.
we can edit, jump, get a timestamp. Nice. So may as well start out.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Welcome back to another episode of Late Night Tangents. I am one of your hosts. My name is Taylor, and
Is Eric.
this is Eric. All right, Eric. We're gonna talk about our week. We're gonna talk about the week we just had. It is Saturday. Uh, is it April? April 29th? January, March, April. Right,
28.
April 29th.
Oh, it is the 29th. Shit.
It means rent is due on Monday. So fuck that noise. uh, ready to be broke again?
Yeah. Golly.
Same.
I'm not looking
Same.
forward to that.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
How was your week?
I'm gonna get started. Yeah, yeah. Dude, huge week.
Huge.
Huge week. Huge. As the old Trumpoli would say. Huge.
Sir. Sure.
Oh, yeah, busy as fuck, man. I don't every podcast, every time we get on here, I'm like, oh dude, busy as fuck, busy as fuck. But I
That's a
mean, busy
that's
is good.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, busy is definitely good because we have had it where it has not been busy, and that always is lame as fuck. You're walking around, you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do here?
Hmm.
No tasks, no nothing, no welding. You're like, god damn. Now it's like, dude, I walk in and I'm just like instantly anxiety. I'm like, I have a mountain. I have a mountain to weld, man. Like there's work to be done.
Yeah.
So people are crazy right now. They are buying. They're ready. They
Oh,
want parts on their cars. I'm fucking excited about it.
that's good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so we have a race coming up. Well, we have a client who has a race coming up that we will be uh attending. Some of us. I think a few people. Maybe two of our guys are going out. Um I think it's in I think it's in Pennsylvania. I
Oh,
think that's where it's at.
it's close.
But yeah, I'm just taking a guess. That was kind of something I overheard. I don't know if I even heard it right,
Yeah.
but it's not in Vegas, so it's going out somewhere. Customer has 3 cars going out. I think last week I said we were prepping the cars, but the goal or the game plan was to get those cars done early in the front half of the week or whatever, so that way we didn't get slammed at the end. Pretty awesome. Pretty good planning. Love to see it. And that's exactly what we executed. So yesterday was a good long day. Got some
Yeah.
shit done. I was working on a Audi TT RS. Um, those are our main food groups is the TT RS and the RS3. We kind of dip our toes into the Audi R8s, and I don't think I've never touched an Huracan before, but those also have the V10 in them, so that is considered something that we mess around with. So I was working on this TTRS. I was putting in a harness bar because safety is number one priority when racing, especially when you're going fucking fast as shit down the track, you definitely want to be safe.
Right.
So I worked on that until about 10:30 last night, and then I was back in there this morning. Got there at 9:30, and then I think I left at like 12 or something like that.
Okay.
But it was good. I've never put a harness into a TT, and I don't think we have done that before either. But we kind of took some examples from what we did in R8s, our R8 race cars in the past, and we just kind of copied that over, and should be good to go.
Do you guys work on A4s?
Only 5 cylinders.
Why?
Why only 5 cylinders?
Yeah.
That's just been the bread and butter of Iros.
It's a
Very
very limited
specialized.
profit intake there.
Well, I mean, if you look at the, I mean, yes, and no, but you also kind of weed out. Um, I mean, you
Yep,
and I
yep,
can
yep,
go
yep, yep.
and buy a 4 cylinder right now.
Right, I understand. The weeding
So
out, yeah.
you kind of get some hooligans with that 2 liter that Audi produces.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody and their mother has a 2 liter. GTI owners, A4s,
Right.
A3s,
Hmm.
but
It's interesting. Because like you said, everybody and their mother. So you're like, my immediate thoughts are, well, that's a pretty big chunk of change that could be made.
yeah,
But then you said the hooligans.
yeah,
You got just your average, your Tom, Dick, and Harry coming in.
yeah. I think it just would create a headache, man. I mean, there's plenty of work to do in that
Oh,
realm of 2 liter,
oh,
but I think that is more of just kind of your run of the mill shop that could totally take care of that kind of stuff.
what you
Yeah,
guys do?
no, like I'm saying with that like 4 cylinder, I think any kind of mechanic shop could probably just easy money.
Because aren't the RS3s pretty rare?
They're not rare. They're just the overall design of that 5 cylinder is like just so smart.
I love the RS3. If I could own one, I would.
Yeah. No, me too.
They're
That's why I
so
have
nice.
that's why I have the 90 is because it's just an old version of it.
Yeah. I like the
But
sound of 5 cylinders too.
yeah, very unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. I first had the first time I heard a Volvo 5 cylinder, I was like, oh damn. I'm like, that sounds sick as fuck.
Hmm.
But then as soon as I heard like the old Group B rally car Audi shit, that's when I was like, see, that's a true 5 cylinder.
Yeah.
That's real.
How do you? They've got some really nice sounding cars. Because then I think about their 4.2 V8 they make.
Hmm.
Such a
Yeah.
ooh, such a
It's
nice
hot.
sounding
It's
V8.
one of my favorite sounding V8s probably of all time.
Yeah.
It's that it would probably go that one and then the one you see out of like a Lexus.
Mm.
Those V8s,
Oh, yeah.
those are those sound just very very smooth,
Yeah.
very very clean, refined.
Yeah.
And
Just
then
you hear perfect ingenuity.
yeah. And then I really can't beat the sound of my personal the 383. I just can't. Like the
Yeah.
small block Chevy, man, what a classic sound.
See, now that's American music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
The 4.2 V. Oh, okay. This is great. And I'm going to make this connection.
Yeah.
The 4.2 liter V8 from Audi,
Yeah.
or like the Lexus that you're saying,
Hmm.
we'll just say European cars on the whole. That's like classical music, right? And then you hear a small block or a 5 liter Mustang.
Yeah.
That's like 80s American music.
Like rock.
Yeah.
Fucking death metal.
Well, maybe not so much death metal.
That's how I feel when I'm driving the Chev. I feel like I want to freaking run over people.
Because I feel like the European engineered cars that they're so engineered so
they're like
perfectly.
refined.
Right. they're elegant. And then
Yeah.
you hear an American V8, you're just like, ooh, that's nasty. I like that. It's
Yeah.
the bad boy side, you know?
Oh God, the bad boy side.
Or like the jean jacket with the pop collar and the
Oh,
Converse, you know?
oh gosh, the greaser. Bring out my inner greaser.
Well, not even the greaser, really. I just, you know. But yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, I don't know. So
Anyways,
I mean, fucking. So in this week, um, actually, what was it? Thursday. I think I hit up the old gamers group chat, and I was like, "Yo, I'm like, guys, check out this Chevy, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah, the old square body. As if I needed another square body. Found one. Full blown desert race truck. Has a small block Chevy in it. Turbo 350 trans, so it's an auto. Thing's ready to rip. It's a C10. Already got one, but why not have another one? 4,500 bucks. Now tell me that's not a fucking steal.
You're gonna store that at your parents' house?
No, I'm not gonna buy it.
Oh, okay.
But I went as far as to take out a personal loan. I'll share that. I don't really care to not share. Took out a personal loan for it, and now I just have a loan that I'm probably not going to use for that situation. But
So you should return it.
bad intentions lead to worse intentions. And now I'm very heavily motivated, obviously, because there's money sitting there. So I'm like, that Audi, this is my rationale, okay? That Audi, I will have to spend that amount of money on the Audi at some point. So why not do it now?
Because you don't have the
What a,
money now.
what a horrible fucking way to think about that.
I know it.
The money will have to be spent at some point, so let's just do it now with not my money. It's like saying like I want to buy a house one day. Why not just buy it tomorrow?
Yeah.
No. I'm not going to go just buy a house right now.
I'm sorry, but that this is gonna be a little bit of a tangent, but the house thing, I've been thinking more and more about this
Mhm.
recently, especially with grad school. I got one more year.
Yeah.
I just keep thinking to myself, I'm like, I cannot be doing this and giving people to someone else $2,000 a month when I could go get my own house and own something.
Mhm.
And then I could get a house for $200,000, right? Now that's not
Sure.
going to be a nice house. It's obviously that's going to be a house that needs a lot of work, but honestly, I'm like, you know what? I'll do the fucking research. I'll do it, fix the house up, and then flip it, but have a house that I can live in with that I'm happy about. And then later down the line, once I'm making steady income from whatever I end up doing, hopefully
Mhm.
music, then
Yeah.
I could sell it and get something, a little bit more up my lines. Or maybe say, hey, keep this. I like this house a lot.
I don't know where you're going to find. Where are you going to live? Texas.
Uh, I was thinking
200,000 bucks, man.
Connecticut or Pennsylvania,
Interesting.
somewhere
Never been to
close.
Pennsylvania. I feel like is it is it like an old version of Oregon? Is it like Virginia?
No.
No.
Have you ever been to Iowa,
No.
Indiana, Ohio?
No.
You never
No.
been in? Okay.
What the
This is what I'm
hell?
gonna
Like what?
just describe Pennsylvania. It's really rolly hills. It's like this,
Yeah.
cause, and it's just trees. It's just dense trees,
I, that's what I figured.
and they're not big trees like you get in Oregon. They're just dense. They're
Yeah.
just like dense bush
What do the
trees.
houses look like? Do they look like Oregon houses? Do they
No,
look
colonial. A lot of brick
okay?
houses. Now, I'm sure
Have you
you
been?
probably got more houses like what you see in Oregon, but a lot of brick houses, farmhouses, a lot of like farmhouses.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like Virginia's got a lot of like of those old style homes.
Yeah, it's probably similar, but Virginia's more in the south. So it's probably similar except less Virginia-y.
I got like I got like Pilgrim vibes from Virginia.
Same thing in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah. Except for when you get into like the major cities, then it's just
Yeah,
like, okay, well
it's just a city.
this is just a city. But then you start
Yeah.
going out and yeah. All of the East Coast, it's very colonial,
Dude, it's
obviously.
weird. It's so I mean, it's not weird, it's cool. It's not familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just so used to like West Coast stuff. I have not ventured over to the East Coast at all.
You should come over here.
I was where was it? Maryland. I've been in like to Maryland, Virginia. That's it, man. That's
um
it.
did you like
Maybe
Virginia?
I've been to Georgia. Yeah. Nah. Oh gosh.
Your camera is going crazy. Um yeah, I have never been the only well, okay. I mean I drove through a lot of states. The only places I've been in the South are Mississippi. Have I been to Alabama? I think I've been to Alabama. And then Texas.
Yeah. Texas is too big to just say I've been to Texas. I feel like you got to say the city you went to.
Houston.
Yeah.
Houston. I've been to Dallas Fort Worth too.
Yeah.
Dallas. And then obviously I drove through um Oregon, Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, Nebraska.
Oh God, Eric. All right.
Anyways, continuing your week. Is that it?
um. Well, no. So I was looking through the social medias as we were posting
Yeah.
on our social medias, and I I got a comment from one of my old oil field supervisors.
Oh, I
His
saw
name's
that.
Lane.
Yeah, I saw
He
that.
told me to wear my green hard hat on the cast, and I was like, bet. And so like right before what was it, like 30, 40 minutes ago, I was looking around for it, and it's out in the garage, and I just didn't want to go outside, so I didn't. But I was totally gonna fucking first like minute of the cast. It actually wouldn't have fit all
Yeah,
the fucking equipment, but I was
sure.
gonna at least have it in my hand to say, hey, I fucking have it.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the morning that I had with Lane when I was late?
Probably. It's been so
I
long.
probably did,
So long ago.
but here's a story. This was the day that set the rest of my oil field career up for success, actually. Um, so obviously I was working a shit ton of hours, right? And I just wasn't used to it, dude. I was soft as butter. And I think I was waking up at like 2:50 in the morning, and I was going to bed. I was trying to go to bed at like 7, 8 o'clock, and dude, I was worn out, man. I was worn the fuck out, and we were sitting on a frack, and which just means you sit in a shack and until something happens or whatever, until they need you. So what was it? It was two. I think I had to meet him by like 3:20, 3:30, so we could get to location. And of course, I reach over, turn off the alarm, go
Oh,
right back to bed.
yeah, you told me the story.
And I get a phone call, dude. I'm just so confused. I'm so dead tired. I'm so confused. I look over and I see Lane and then supervisor because that's what I had him for contact. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, why is he calling me right now? So I didn't know what time it was. And I'm like, hello? And he's like, where the fuck are you? And I'm like, whoa, shit. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And he's just like, I'll meet you at location. Hangs up. And I'm like, fuck. Fuck. I'm like, I just missed my ride. Like, and then I had to fucking drive my ass all the way out there. I hardly had a clue on where I was going because every time we drove out there, I was riding passenger. So I was like, I don't need to pay attention to where the fuck we're going. I'm like, he's driving me. I'm like, I'm golden. Dude, difficult morning. Difficult morning trying to just play it off of like soggy memory because that's all I was in the morning was just fucking barely functional. Had to drive the old Ford fucking Ranger out there. So sketchy.
Ooh,
So sketchy.
that's crazy.
Rough. Real rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're getting comments from you guys. I didn't see any comments about your dream cars, so we don't get to talk about that. Thanks a lot.
I know. Oh
Did you
well.
even tell me what your dream car was?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it?
The
Talk about
McLaren. No, the
it.
McLaren.
Well, that's boring. I feel like you want to reach the screen and choke me.
Yeah, probably a McLaren. Uh oh, that's actually not true.
See?
It's probably a Ford Raptor.
What?
Yeah. I've
What?
wanted one of those so bad.
Like
Cuz
a
I want
newer
to.
one?
Yeah.
Like a Raptor R.
Yeah. The one with the one that they threw
Yeah.
the GT350 engine in.
I don't know the specs on it.
I
I think it's
I could
supercharged.
I could be wrong about that, but I thought they threw the GT350 motor into the Ford Raptor R, the new ones. But I could be wrong. But I've always wanted a Ford Raptor because I've always kind of wanted a truck, but I don't want a full size truck like my dad
Yeah.
because it's just too big.
Like a 25 3500.
Right, that's just too big. It makes sense for my dad because my parents because my dad's obviously he's got the camper and the boat, but
Yeah.
I don't have any of that, and I'm just like,
Those Raptor R's are pretty. They come from factory with 35s.
yeah,
I mean, they're pretty
that's probably my dream car.
interesting.
Yeah,
I've always I've always wanted a Mark IV Volkswagen R32. Always.
still to this day, huh? That's your dream car.
Mm-hmm. Still want it.
Well, Bobby, if I make millions of dollars, I'll buy you one.
Nice. I appreciate that. Will you still pay for my wedding? My wedding?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Anyways, well, that's good. My week, because we just talked about you for the last 45 minutes.
God damn.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
He's not. Go ahead.
I mean, my week was pretty much same old, same old. I had two finals this last week. I had one Wednesday and I had one Thursday. But I want to talk about something here for a second.
Oh yeah.
Remember how the week prior I said I didn't have the best lesson?
Mm-hmm.
I got so motivated and so just like my urge to get things right and perfect took over. And I'm not kidding you, that whole weekend I sat down for hours trying to figure out what I was doing wrong. And I figured it out. Obviously, I mean, I already have a degree in voice, so I can suss out what I'm doing wrong quicker than if I didn't have a degree and if I didn't have all this experience in it before. So since I have the experience in this, I was able to find out what I was doing wrong. So I figured it out and I started to get this feeling back into my like my core, and and my singing body. And I had a coaching on Sunday, and my coach was like, "Yes, but he added something with like placement." He's like, "Your support's great." He's like, "Just now do this with your placement." And I'm like, "Oh, it
So what
clicked."
is that?
What?
What does that mean in a dumbed down version? What is placement like?
Where you're
Change something in
set
your placement.
where you're sending the sound. So it can be really up
Uh,
here and nasally, or it could be all the way back here,
okay.
or it could be tall.
Yeah.
Um, so anyways, it was just some placement. Anyways, so I had a makeup lesson on Wednesday with my coach, and it was later in the evening. My primary lessons in the morning, and mornings are tough for me because it takes me a while to start getting my body engaged. Um,
Right. 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 Right.
but in the late afternoon, my lesson was at 7, or yeah, 7, and I've been breathing all day. I've been moving all day. So it's, I get in that
Okay.
lesson, and my voice teacher, he didn't say a damn thing regarding my technique. He was speechless. He's like, "Wow, good for you." He's just like, "This is fantastic." He's
Hmm.
like, "Wow, wow, wow." And I'm just like, it just really kind of clicked in this last weekend, because I record all of my lessons and I go back and I listen to them religiously.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What does he mean by this? What does he mean by this?" And I just finally did it. And I got the feedback that I wouldn't necessarily say looking for, but I wanted to see if I was doing the right things. And I was. He's just like, "Good for you." And then
Weird or not weird.
I had a lesson
Interesting.
on Friday, and same thing. He's just like, "Wow, good for you." He didn't say anything. He didn't. He's like, "Of course, no one is going to be perfect. There is not a single singer out there that is perfect. There are hundreds of singers out there that are excellent, that we can strive for excellency, but everybody's going to make some sort of mistake. No one's got perfect technique. There are people that have got excellent technique." And that's what he said. He's like, "Eric, that was excellent." He said, "Yeah, of course there were some things that you can continue to improve on, but he's just like, that's just the nature of what we do." He's like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the nature of anybody who's doing a very specific craft. You're not going to be perfect at it all of the time.
Right.
Golf, that's why golfers are hitting the range all, they're putting every day, they're hitting chip shots every day. They're
Mm-hmm.
hitting their 150 in club every day.
Right.
They're constantly working on their craft. And so I had a really excellent lesson this past week, and he's like, "Dude," he's like, "you're set." He's like, "You're set for juries." And I'm like, "I am, honestly. I'm ready to kick some ass in this lesson, or
Very
in
nice.
the juries."
Right.
Um, so yeah, that was pretty much, I mean, that was all of my week. I didn't do anything else besides just go to class and prepare for finals. This upcoming week is finals. So
Nice.
yeah.
So that's like a really good example, or I mean, I guess that's a really good lead into a good one of our fucking damn camera lead into our one of our two topics. We'll try to get to the second one, but it just sounds like you've been pretty fucking consistent at what you're trying to do, what your goals are.
Right.
Um, and I think, well, I know for a fact that you really can't be good at anything without having the consistency behind it.
Yes. I love that.
So, I, I mean, it's just factual.
Right.
It's just factual.
Right.
You don't just fucking walk up. Like I couldn't just fucking start singing and just. I mean, even if you have just some like talent,
Right.
like even people who are talented still have to be consistent at what they're doing
Right.
in order to be good or to keep up with people who may not be so talented but just have that hard like work ethic and consistency behind them.
Right. I mean, you could relate the same thing to golf. I know we
Right.
talk about fucking Tiger Woods all the goddamn time, but
Right.
I mean, he's a perfect example of consistency. He was out there more than I don't know, but he was out there. He's working his fucking ass off. He was consistent. Golf
Yeah.
is a game about consistency. How consistently can you hit the ball?
Right.
It's the same thing
And
with singing.
yeah.
Consistency. How and it's obviously called technique for a reason. You're obviously hitting your marks, your technique. The technique helps you be consistent.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to have days where you fuck up. You're going to have
Hmm.
days where it's a little harder to find your connection to your core or find your, fire your hips before, your hands or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But as long as you can have a consistent level of some sort of excellency. Hmm.
Or understanding.
Well,
Is that
let me ask you
understanding?
this question. Would you
Okay.
say people could be consistent, but the people who are consistently excellent are the ones who are the most
Uh,
successful?
Consistently striving for excellence. Because you can be consistent at something, but if you're consistently sucking
Right.
or not trying to do any, if you're not trying to be better while being consistent,
Right.
the two just like go hand in hand,
Right. Because you
you
could
know?
be consistent at uh, being mediocre, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, there's plenty of examples of that.
Right. So
Like,
it makes the difference that the people who are striving to be better than what they did the day prior,
right,
then those are the people that get noticed, right?
right.
So
And
like,
that just, I mean, that I guess like this, this might be more than what we thought it was going to be. It takes a motivated person to try to be consistently excellent because like we just said, if you're consistently mediocre and you don't have that goal oriented mindset, or if you're, if you don't really care about what you're trying to be consistent at, then it's just always going to suck. I mean, like us with the podcast, like we're consistent, right? We
yeah,
post every Wednesday. But if we never would have started reaching more people on social media, then we're going to be stagnant. So it's like, what's the next thing? It's like that's why you see companies develop. Like Amazon's a really good example because Amazon just used to have like 5 products. Well, now they fucking sell the world.
yeah,
You can find anything you need on Amazon, and now they have like, I mean, look at the fleet that they have. Look at the fleet of shit that they have, dude.
right.
Like, good example of always trying to improve while being consistent.
You know what?
Yep.
I'm gonna say this because you brought up. Ooh, see, this could go into so many different areas
Yeah, I
of
like this.
topics
I like
because
this.
then you say, because I just looked over to my right where my MacBook
Yep.
is.
Okay. Oh.
Apple
Uh,
striving for excellency on every product, trying to make the last version of what they did better.
yeah. Dude, I mean, even Iros is a really good example of striving for excellence and being consistent. Like Hank, Hank is a really good innovator.
Hmm.
He is constantly trying to develop a product that was better than his last revision.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go into too much detail about products that are going to be hitting the floor in the future, but
NDA. NDA.
but like it's you're doing good when people start copying you.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Ooh, I like that.
So as soon as people start doing the same thing that you're doing, you know that you're headed in the right direction.
Yeah.
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 I mean, think about this, right? So remember back in the day, we'll go automotive, brief automotive. Good example though. There's this company called 8080, and they were the first that I knew of that were doing giveaways. Buy a T-shirt, win an entry,
Hmm.
right? So, buy a $25 T-shirt gets you one entry. Well, then they were like, okay, well, what if one T-shirt got you 5 entries? Well, now I'm more inclined to buy a T-shirt if I get 5 versus 1.
Right.
And then other companies started picking up on it. So now you started seeing all these other companies start doing this. Now
Yeah.
you see YouTubers starting to do giveaways.
Yeah.
Well, we were even going to do a giveaway back in the day with a pair of shoes.
Right.
Like, it's a good idea. And
Yeah.
it all had an origin. And that's how you know that someone is doing well, is because other people start doing it themselves.
Right. And I
I mean,
it,
I'm,
it,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm it's like for like the podcast, you know me, I like you've said it a couple times on the podcast, and you're just like, now you get a look into what Eric's like with the audio, right? Go back,
Yeah.
if you're new to the podcast, go back and listen to our first episode.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. I mean, our first podcast, we recorded it on my phone.
Yeah. And that's the
Yeah.
thing is I was just like, I know I can be annoying in aspects when it comes to like audio, but I'm just like, I can't. I like just last podcast or whenever it was, I was having you tinker around with your soundboard. I'm like, take a picture of your soundboard and let me look at that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't had to touch your audio at all.
Yeah. Just like, I mean, it's shit like that, man. It's like the little shit.
Yeah.
Like even when I started making my bed every day, like that's self-improvement, and then being consistent with it,
Yeah.
you know, consistently trying to
You're
improve.
I think for you, yours, and I've always really admired this is your your you strive for excellence in anything mechanical that you do. I know you don't like me to use that word mechanical, but your car stuff. I'm just like sitting over here and I'm looking at your stuff compared to how I did my stuff, like my Mustang versus your
Yeah.
Chevy. I'm like, this bitch pulled out the whole engine, scrubbed it clean with some brake cleaner and a rag, and I'm over here just like taking parts off, throwing parts back on, like it's good enough.
Yeah. I mean, but I mean, it's the same shit, man. It's you and music, me and cars. Attention to detail with cars. Same thing with you and your attention to detail with your
Yeah,
voice.
you got to
You know.
find something that you can. It at the end of the day, it comes down. You got to find something that you're passionate about that you can have those things. I was lucky to find mine. You were lucky to find yours. And sometimes it's really hard because it might not be rewarding in the beginning,
Yeah.
but you have to just keep improving because mine's a prime example, right? I am in probably one of the hardest careers you could get started into, music and making a living doing it, for that matter, music, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but if you're constantly striving to be better, then one day you're going to get an opportunity to sing at one event. And then if you are excellent at that, and then you say, okay, that was good, but I can do better. Next time I could do better. Then you get invited to the next concert, and then you do better. Then people start talking about you. Then people are wanting to hire you more and more and more, and you're developing a fan base, you know?
Yeah.
It's that is the thing. It's also you got to stay in your own world too.
Yeah.
You can't
Yep,
get
exactly.
focused on what other people are doing because oh my gosh, that is so hard at a music conservatory too because there's this one gentleman and he is also a baritone, but I would say he's a different baritone than I am. I can classify myself as a lyric baritone. He's like a Verdi baritone. He's got this huge, fantastic voice, right? And I was comparing myself to him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing music if this is, you know. And I sat and talked to my voice professor, and he goes, Eric, that guy's 32 years old. He's got a big head. He's just a big dude. I mean, the size of your head, the size of your chest, it all contributes to how much you can resonate sound.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
he's just a bigger guy than I am. He probably
Yeah.
weighs 190 pounds. So he's a bigger guy than I am.
Yeah.
I'm taller than he is though, so
I
um
guess.
um so it's like it was that, but I'm like, that just adds coal to the fire, just be like, oh, that guy's good. Okay. If I saw this Instagram post and it was saying, is there someone that's better than you? And then it's like a trickle tree or whatever. And it's like, there were different columns and it said, is there someone better than you? Go practice. Are you a musician? Go practice. Have you practiced? Practice again. All these other things. Um,
So, so you mind?
yeah, go.
So when I was in welding school, um, it was a really unique way of a teaching style that I have kind of translated into other portions of my life. So it really helps with the um, preventing yourself from comparing yourself to somebody else in like the same trade. So they teach you the generic way to weld. They say this is how to weld, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so they're just like copy and do as I do. So you do that. And then somewhere along the lines, they're supposed to tell you, okay, so now that you know how to weld, put your own signature to it. So that way it kind of separates you from the next guy, but you're still doing the same thing.
Hmm.
So I can identify my weld versus somebody else's because I kind of have my own signature way of doing the weld,
Yeah.
which also helps with me because, I can look at somebody else who's really good at welding or I could consider them better. I don't think anyone's better than the way that I weld, but I look at somebody else who's good at welding and I'm like, man, they are like a kick-ass welder. And then it creates this culture
Right.
where now it's all about like lifting people up and it's a very positive culture versus
Right.
like, oh, I'm better than you at welding.
Right. Exactly. And that's a good thing to add there. Is because someone asked me once at music school, they're just like, Eric, do you ever get jealous? And I'm like, no. I'm just like, if there's someone that's better than me, I'm always like, man, that guy's he's kicking ass. That's fucking great. I never jealous or saying, oh, well, I wish I had his skill, because the only person that's preventing me from having excellent technique or excellent skills is myself. I'm the only person, right?
Right.
So it is very much so of that lift up kind of thing, because I'll always talk to him and just be like, uh, bravo, fantastic job. It's always uplifting. You're always trying to uplift people, especially in the music world, because there obviously in other facets of life, but they're in music, there are going to be people that aren't really hmm, that I just won't say that, never mind. Anyways,
Fair enough. Shit. Now where do I take this? Um, what were we talking about?
consistency.
The consistency.
I'm sorry, this is just a tangent.
Good.
I was just thinking about this. What the fuck do you think about doing a live streamed podcast like once a month?
Gives me a little goosebump. Makes me a little nervous.
You're like, oh god, I don't want to do
An
it.
audience?
Yeah.
An audience of 5?
Your mom, dad, Liam, and Wade.
Oh my god. I mean, I'd try it.
Maybe not like now, but definitely like in the future.
Totally would.
Yeah, I feel like that'd
Yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah.
Just raw. Just see us.
Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry, that was a
So
little
okay.
side.
So another thing. Maybe we should just move on to. Yeah, you know what?
We'll put a cap, or we won't put a cap, but we'll put a nice little bookend on the consistency portion here
Yeah.
really quickly. I'll try. Is strive for excellent consistency. Try to do something better than what you did the day prior.
Mm-hmm.
And that, if you keep trying to do that leapfrog effect, or just, okay, each day I'm going to get better, I'm going to do something better, then you're going to be consistently excellent.
I remember what I was gonna say. Remember what I was gonna say.
All right.
It's one thing, right? If you find your niche, right? I'm gonna say, um, automotive slash welding, right? That's my niche.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how can I translate, or I guess, yeah, how can I translate that into other areas in my life? Because then once you can figure out how to do that, so if you take the attention to detail with the welding, if I can make everything else I do in life look just as good as how I weld, well, now I'm just bettering other areas of my life with a technique that I already know how to do, right?
Yeah.
So I'm already familiar with how I'm doing it here. Why can't I fucking do it here? Right?
Right.
You can apply that to other portions of your life, and then once you've mastered that, well, now I can start trying to master other things that I want to get good at besides the thing I already know how to do.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Right. Mine's
It's
golf.
all it's all about the self-development, you know.
Right.
I mean, right, welding's an activity, golf's an activity. Well, it's just like, how can I apply that activity that I'm so good at into other things?
Right.
So, yeah, I think we're pretty decent at that kind of shit.
Yeah.
At least we understand like what we're supposed to be doing to get better, you know. If you don't want to
Yeah.
get better, then why the fuck are you here?
Yeah. Dude, it's a weird world we live in. And I think I'm like, I know for a fact that we're not the only ones that think like this,
No.
but I think that there's a small portion of people on the planet that do think like this. And, versus
You
the
know,
general population, because some people are okay with going to their 9 to 5 job and doing that.
so, I mean, just like you said about the fucking go home, eat snacks, get on the old boob tube. I mean, that's what it is, man. And I think it's a really uncomfortable thing to talk about too. I think a lot of people are really uncomfortable, or maybe they're too afraid of, like when they think that they found like how to fucking manage it, or how to do it, or how to apply it. They don't want to tell anybody their secret.
Right. It's
Why
tough.
would I share my secret if it's getting me so far?
Right. I
Well,
fuck. It's like we need more people like that, though.
right.
I feel like there are not enough people that are doing the unconventional
Trying,
things.
yeah, we're trying to spread the good word.
Right. It's
Like,
like I feel,
why don't you want more successful people?
and it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter what you do. If you want to be a doctor, or if you want to be a lawyer, or if you want to be an engineer, but I feel like, and this could be really wrong, but my feeling is, and my opinion is that we grew up, and I know this from my experience. I grew up being told to do something that you're going to get a solid paycheck every single week, or every 2 weeks, or whatever, that
Yeah.
you're going to have an income, that you're going to be able to provide.
You're reliable, comfortable.
Right. And the things that can't always guarantee that unless you work hard, because that's the key, is anything you choose to do, you could do is if you work hard and you
Yeah.
strive for excellency and consistency.
Yeah.
But my example I use all the time is writers. We don't have good writers anymore. Look at all of the movies that have come out. They're all garbage. all of the movies that are coming out are garbage, or they're
Well,
remakes of movies that were excellently written 30 years ago or 20 years ago. Perfect example, Top Gear. They came out with a new one. Okay, Top Gear Maverick was fucking fantastic. But
Top Gun.
yeah, Top Gun, sorry, Top Gear Maverick. Top Gun Maverick was fantastic. But it's like people aren't being encouraged to write for TV shows or write the books. It's like why? Why?
Well, okay.
Sorry. That was a hot take.
No, no, it's okay. I don't want to misinform, but I believe I read something or saw something talking about that actually, and a lot of it has to do with um, movie theaters, box office funds, shit like that. The reason why they make such shit movies is because nobody goes to the movie theater anymore. And a
Oh,
lot of where the volume of money came from back in the day was from people going
ticket
to the
sales.
movies
Yeah.
and going to see the movie. Well, now you can just stay at home and see the movie. So like there's no real motivation to make the films that they used to because there's not going to be a big payout. Like what's the payout on a fucking movie that nobody's going to go see in the theaters that they're just going to be provided with on
Yeah.
HBO Max?
See, that kind of sucks because you know what? I love going to the movie theaters. Oh my gosh, that was like a staple of my childhood, dude. Going with the grandparents to go see a movie every week. I was with them.
Oh,
Big old bowl of popcorn. Brought it
big old
home.
soggy
Oh
bowl of pop.
yeah, and we'd refill it on our way out. Just
Yeah,
and then eat stale popcorn for the remainder of the week.
yeah. Have a bellyache.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
get a big old huge Pepsi with your big old bowl of popcorn.
yeah. Nothing better than fucking just scraping the bottom of the buttery,
Oh yeah, just
soggy. Oh my gosh.
he's writing it down. Oh Lord, that's funny.
That fucking finger lick that you just went for had me about to yak. That was fucking weird.
Oh,
God.
that's hilarious. Um, but I don't know. And even like going to the movie theaters with your friends. Your parents drop you off at the movie theaters, and you guys were just being hooligans while the credits were playing. Did we go see it together? The remake of it with Daniel and Tyler and Jeff and all the guys. Desmond,
No, I think we did.
did we? I thought we did because I remember I was I was being a little boisterous on purpose. I was trying to get a laugh out of everybody on the jump
I think
scares.
my mom was gonna go tie a red balloon around my door handle of my car while I was at the theater.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, she was just like, "Oh, I'll fuck with him."
Oh.
Yeah. As soon as I walked in the door, she's like, "Damn it!" She's like, "I was totally gonna go put a balloon on your door handle." Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like at that time, the showing was late, obviously.
Yeah.
So when you walked out of the theater, it was like 1 in the morning or whatever it was, and walking through a parking garage at 1 when nobody's in the fucking area you're in.
Right.
I
Oh,
get you.
good times, movie theaters. Ah, such a shame.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyways,
where are we
you know what?
sitting? Just curious.
I'm at an hour 7.
Okay.
I was gonna talk about. You know what? I wasn't. I was gonna. I was gonna bitch about something, Eric.
Oh, you know
I was
what?
gonna.
You do it.
I was gonna complain about something.
Do it.
I think it's okay.
Let's do the part of the segment we call counseling with Eric.
I just have to say. All right. I just have to say. The world we live in now sucks. There's this thing that not a lot of people even know of, and it's called spatial awareness.
Oh,
Shit really irks me bad. It,
Bobby.
spatial awareness and common courtesy go hand in hand here. They're like brothers. Like they're brothers because you have to have a common courtesy, I think, in order to be spatially aware.
Okay.
Or you're just dumb and you just can't be spatially aware.
Oh my gosh, you're being controversial right now.
I am, dude.
You know what?
And I think, I think the people who will disagree with what I'm saying are the spatially unaware, which means you're dumb.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Okay, like you can be clumsy. I get it. I'm clumsy. You know that it happens. It's an it happens situation. Clumsy is not like a fucking personal trait. I don't think.
No, but that's where you turn around and you say, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Shit. Like, yeah. You got a story? Because I got a story too.
Yes, I got a story.
Well, I'll remember mine because it happened today. That's why I want to talk about it.
Okay. I'll go into mine here, then you can let a rip on your
Yeah. Let her eat.
let a rip tater chip.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
as you know, I live in New York City.
Yeah.
What
you
do
do.
I have to take every single day to school? Public
Yourself?
public transit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Public transit.
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes when you get on that train in the morning and everybody's commuting downtown to go to work on
I like it. You got the squinty eyes.
on Wall Street,
Yeah.
I'm one of the first stops, right? I already could fucking tell you in the morning if the train's going to be packed. Because if it's semi-packed on my stop, I'm like, fuck. I get in there. Some people don't give a flying fucking fart.
I could imagine.
And I am like, dude, you know me. I am like, don't come in my fucking bubble. I'm just like,
Yeah.
please don't. Unless I'm like, if I got my fucking arms crossed, my fucking headphones in, and my head down, don't fuck with me. If I'm working with another musician, then it's a different story. Because if we got to like look over a score or I got to ask you a question while people are warming up or whatever, different story.
Yeah.
Or like show you something on the piano, different story. But on the train, I'm like, don't fucking touch me. Don't fucking look at me. I don't know what kind of fucking disease you have. I don't want it.
Perfect. Yeah. Love it.
So most of the time, I don't ever sit down unless it's pretty empty on the train.
Yeah.
Hardly ever do I sit down unless it's empty on the train.
Uh-huh.
I usually always stand. But the times I do sit down, fucking someone comes up right up in your grill, right next to you. And those chairs are not... I got some wide shoulders. So I'm over here like... Because I don't want to fucking touch them. And some people... Okay, I'm not going to say that. But anyways, so...
Some people.
When I stand and it gets crowded, some people... Oh, man. They
God,
get right up, right next to you. And they don't look at you because they're like, if you're like this, you're facing each other and you're this close. No. So what they do to avoid... Because it is inevitable. You're on this small train. People got to get home. It's inevitable. I'm not... and I'm not going to blow up on people. But they turn themselves around, and a lot of people have fucking bags in New York.
Oh, I see.
Oh, when their bags keep fucking bumping into me, bro. Oh, my levels.
Oh, yeah.
My levels start rising. And I can't, dude. I'm literally there. Oh, I've got this one fucking instance. There is this There was nobody even on the fucking train, and I was standing, right? And these fucking people come barreling into this train of like a family of like 4, and they're So clearly the parents were old. And then they had some like young adult kids, like, I don't know, somewhere in their like mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
One of these fucking 20 year olds gets right fucking so much space on the train. So much fucking space. He gets right up in my shit. And he didn't even have a bag, and he was still managing to bump into me. And I'm just like, oh, God, I was losing my shit. I literally was like looking at him and just being like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Fuck off. Like, I was sitting there and I'm just like, with the eyes wide open, I was doing this. Oh, my God.
Man.
And doing the old under the breath, like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Fucking piece of shit.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I know that, man. But it's just like, it's as much as you want to act out, bro. It's like, sucks that not acting out is the stronger version of someone.
Right.
It's tough. It's tough because a lot of people would just do the easier function and just fucking choke that bitch out, you know? Wouldn't it just be easier to
God,
just
you can't
fucking,
you can't do that and fucking put your hands like that.
you know? I didn't put it in front of the camera. I'm down here below the camera. They can't
No,
see
you
what
we definitely saw your fucking hands.
I mean, you can see the shake there where I want to fucking do it. But,
Okay. Anyways.
no, but we wouldn't choke on it. I wouldn't.
No.
So, anyways, I feel that, dude. I feel that. Airports. I travel quite a bit. That is a similar scenario where people are just spatially unaware. And it's just like, if we're going to the airport, right? What is a very standard practice? You know, you're going to probably have to take your belt off. You know, you're probably going to have to take your shoes off. You know, you're probably going to have to put your shit in a fucking bin. Bro, it's like, I don't understand.
You're getting me worked up again because I know exactly. People right up in your fucking grill going through TSA. It's like,
Or, go ahead. Or, I'm going ahead. Why are we moving so slow, people? Why are we going so damn slow? Why is it taking 5 minutes to get your belt off, man? Why weren't your shoes already untied? Why aren't you wearing Crocs like me? Or, why don't you have socks on like me? What are you doing at the airport wearing flip-flops, bro?
Dude,
Are you joking?
I'm telling you this right the fuck now. When I'm going through TSA, belt is undone. Shoes untied, ready to fucking flip off. Jacket, one arm is off, the other is off. Guess what? Watch is in one of the pockets. Wallet in one of the pockets. Things zipped up.
Or, as soon as you scan your little fucking, your deal, whatever, to get, the dealy bob, all the shit just goes right into the backpack.
Yes.
All the shit goes right into the bag. But then you don't even have to fucking pull it out of the pockets.
Unless you have a fucking laptop, then you got to pull that shit out all the time.
Well, then you pack accordingly. Make sure that shit, you can just pull that bitch right out, zip your shit back up, go.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you have a plan?
Or when they fucking wait and they put their fucking shit on right at the end of the rolly deal. And they don't pick their shit up and fucking leave. Vacate the area. Keep the line moving.
Or, why are we getting fully redressed and repacking our bag where I'm supposed to be picking up my shit after it's gone through the x-ray?
Like, take your shit up and fucking go. Mine's sitting there, and I want to get going. I could see it, but I can't grab it because that plastic thing's in the way.
Bro, it's getting backed up, dude. It's getting backed up, dude. Then we're moving slow. God, dude. A little bit
Oh,
impatient.
a
I've
fucking
never acted
airport.
out before. I'm strong about it. I take a breath. I get a little red. I get a little red.
Dude, I'm bad. I make facial expressions. I never lose my shit, but I'm just like I will literally look at someone dumbfounded. I'm just like,
I
whoa.
I go for an outlet. I'll usually grab the old phone, hit up mom, be like, "Mom, this motherfucker." I don't ever. I try to stay away from the facial expressions because you never know when someone's just gonna like know jujitsu
I know it. I know
and like
it.
fucking kill you or something.
Right.
So I try to really stay unreactive out in public,
Yeah.
non-confrontational at all times.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Okay. What last story here. This will be money. Um, Spatial awareness. Um, I think it's critically essential that when you are in um, any sort of food establishment, that you have spatial awareness is got to be heightened a smidge, right? So for me, um, a lot of the times when I go to get food, obviously you're hungry, right? So it can be an emotional place. Food places can hold a lot of potential emotions. Like I was hungry, so I'm a little bit more irritable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I roll up to it's called Mackay Hawaiian Island Grill. It's like teriyaki. It's
Oh,
fucking bomb.
yeah.
Fucking excited, right? Walking in there. Um, and me and I think it was a 9 member family pulled up at the exact same time, right? And so they entered in first. Okay. Now I get it. Going back to kindergarten, right? You're, you're staying in line, you're not cutting. Okay. But this is where common courtesy, I think, is essential because if there's somebody 15 feet away from a door into an establishment and they're behind me, I will stand there and let them go through first because that is common courtesy.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a family or a group of 9 people and I see, oh, there's this one dude coming in, I'm going to say, hey, why don't you go ahead? I have all these people here.
Right.
Why
Yeah.
don't you go first, sir?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
been like, thank you so much. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
So they're dispersing, going to get seated. And I'm like, oh, perfect. And one of their members of their party was in front of me in line. And the rest of them just joined him. They all just skated right on past me. None of them said nothing. They knew I was by myself because I was by myself. And I was just like, really, man? I'm like, I get it. I know you guys were here first, but it's like it's a thing that we just totally lack in this world is like people are so just fucking all in their own little world and all about themselves and like I don't know how many times I've let people just like go in front of me because it would just be easier and
Oh,
nicer
right.
for them to just like, yeah, go ahead. I don't care, you
Right.
know? But like situation like that, dude, when you have fucking that many people, why aren't you gonna let it?
Right.
I'm not trying to complain,
Right.
but I'm just pointing out like where's the common courtesy these days?
Right. I I'll say I've definitely been in line and I don't know what I want, and I'm like, you go ahead, because I
Yeah,
don't know what I want.
yeah,
And there's been
totally.
times when my whole family's out, my
Mm-hmm.
grandma, grandpa, me, dad, mom, sister, the whole freaking shebang, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, we're the freaking Olsons, dude. We can't make up our minds.
Yeah.
So my dad immediately, if someone's coming up, he'll go, "Oh, you guys go ahead. We're gonna be here a while."
Yep.
because
Yeah.
and then it's just like if you do get your food, you also have to realize they're gonna cook the person who was in front of you food first, and then versus just you
Yeah.
versus the one person which would take them 20 seconds to get your food. You're
Dude,
in
yeah.
out versus now you have to wait longer to get your food because they're. I understand the whole you're there first, but it makes sense what you're saying.
Yeah. I hope.
for
I
sure.
hope, man. And it was just like as it was like as everybody was ordering, well, now we're running out of chicken. Well, now we're running out of rice. Well, now
Mm.
I've been standing in line for fucking 10 minutes and I still haven't ordered. And now they have to make more food for me because they all ordered. I'm getting frustrated and I'm like, really? God damn it. I'm still going to be a nice guy. I'm not going to say shit.
Yeah, right,
I'm going to wait for whatever. But
right.
I'm like,
Common sense.
spatially aware, common courtesy. Please.
Yeah,
That's all I ask. That's all I ask. We're just trying to spread the good word on this podcast. And
yeah,
that's my message to you for today.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well said.
I think so.
Well
I
said.
think that was the highlight of the podcast, to be honest.
Yeah.
Bobby,
Yeah,
I think that's all I got.
that's all I got. Not much. I, yeah.
You got something else?
No, that's all I got.
Okay.
That's all I got for the people.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. More to come next week.
Yeah. Make sure to follow.
Yeah. Episode 18 is a wrap for the day. As you just said, make sure you're following. Got all the social medias except Twitter and Facebook. Pretty simple. Go find the Instagram, click on that link tree.
You with that
We'd love to see it.
You with that fucking link tree.
I just like seeing the analytics. I just like to see people clicking on it.
Interesting.
Gets me excited.
Yeah. You're a
It's like,
big
oh, yeah.
numbers guy. Big numbers
Oh
guy.
gosh. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check out the YouTube Reels.
So am I. I'm a big numbers guy.
YouTube
TikTok.
Reels, I guess.
We're on
popping off.
TikTok too.
We are on TikTok. I posted a good one the other day and nobody fucking liked it. So I'm kind of bummed.
Oh,
Kind of bummed.
we don't want Taylor to be bummed. You're
I
hurting
also gotta
Taylor's feelings.
say, I gotta say, all right, if you guys could just do me one solid, please, please go on YouTube Reels and watch the boob tube fucking reel, man. Is it shorts or reels?
Shorts.
Fuck. Chad, it's shorts. No wonder nobody's fucking watched. They're looking for YouTube Reels. Just to watch
Gosh.
it, man. It has one view.
You know why?
Why?
Because in the title you said boobs.
Well, I thought that would get them.
Dude, everything's censored now.
Bosoms. I say bosoms. The bosom tube.
Chest.
Chest tube. Dude,
I don't know. Just,
fuck off.
just name it. Oh.
I just fuck me, dude. I just broke my fucking headband.
I don't know. Just name it something. I don't know. I think that's probably what it is. It's
If you guys have any advice for us, I'd love to hear it.
gosh, we're looking to hire a freaking social media expert.
Expert. 500 grand a year starting.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we make that much.
All right.
All right, I'm leaving.
All right. Goodbye.